Have you ever seen this show? Well, for the ones who haven't, this is one of the many episodes of a YouTube series called The Carpool Karaoke, hosted by one of the most famous comedians, James Corden. This segment is a part of his talk show, The Late Late Show with James Corden, where he invites famous musical guests to sing along to their songs with him whilst traveling in a car driven by Corden himself. Another thing that you should know about The Late Late Show is that this hilarious late night talk show made Corden, unarguably, the most loved talk show host at one point in time. But does that still hold true? Welcome to Trendy Vert. And today we will count down some reasons why James Corden is now called the meanest talk show host in Hollywood.
All right. Do you know what? I've got half a mind to kick you out of here, all right? This has gone off track. This is supposed to be an opportunity for people to ask questions about the show, about me, all of those things, and that's right. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna go to a proper question.
Number 5, the non-funny mean side from the beginning. Do you remember when you first encountered James Corden? For millions of people, it was as Smithy, the moronic but fairly affable Essex fat guy who knocked back pints at the Dinghy Club in Cardiff. He was a reflection of the larger-than-life characters you knew from school or university, or just from being out and about in town. He was one of the true stars of Gavin and Stacey, and from this little perch on BBC Three, James Corden built his career. But now this embarrassing British export is starting to be called out for the moron he is. People who have been watching him closely over the last 5 years have noticed something kind of odd about James Corden. He's not funny, he's not clever, he's not even that nice of a guy, and most Brits claim to have known it for a while. An instance lies in every episode of his show, Horn and Corden, where, aside from the fact that it belongs to an era where anyone and their mum can get a sketch show on the BBC, the most obvious thing about it is that it's not funny. From weird sketches about a gay news reporter, which are honestly more mean than funny, to teenage-level gags about Jesus, it's just all the shit lad banter gags of Gavin and Stacey, but without the actually quite decent ensemble cast to balance it out.
You can do it. You can do it.
Andrea? Ah! Oh my God.
Number 4, false image. It has been pretty evident that Corden spent a few good years of his career appearing on a handful of adverts, playing various animated characters in big-budget films, and starring in the truly woeful lesbian vampire killers, all of which was targeted at honing his persona as the nice British bloke, just in time to land himself a talk show in America. But just like so much of American TV, he's fake, playing to an audience who really couldn't work out that there's nothing unique or funny about him. He made Carpool Karaoke into a huge Apple Music spin-off series. But now people realize that the nice guy thing he does is just that, a thing he does. Every now and again the mask slipped, and people could really see what he really is. For example, in this clip, a prank for Ant and Dec's Saturday night takeaway, James was messed with by the Geordie 2, getting visibly angry and dangerously close to playing the "Do you know who I am" card. The mask slipped just a little that day.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the punchline. Go on. No, seriously, go on.
Okay.
No, go on. You can see my belly, and we can all see you dying right now. Let's go for it. Here we go.
Number 3, inappropriate humor. A more latest little mistake at the hands of Corden was when he carelessly made Harvey Weinstein jokes in a room full of people who absolutely would not find them funny. This told people a few things about his real personality.
Right here in LA, it's so beautiful. Harvey Weinstein has already asked tonight up to his hotel to give him a massage. I don't know whether that groan was that you like that joke or you don't like that joke. If you don't like that joke, you should probably leave now.
He's someone who deep down finds sexual assault jokes pretty funny and thinks they're great to wheel out at an AIDS fundraiser, but not on his show. He is also someone who offers weak platitudes when he does something stupid like kissing Sean Spicer at the Emmys, and he is the sort of guy that tries to pass off his bad jokes as an attempt to shame the abuser. Most British people said that this was nothing new. He has always had two faces, the lovable public jolly guy who makes very serious points about gun control or immigration, and the stuck-in-the-past Jack the lad who would fit in with your moron mates that didn't go to uni. Number 2. Rude on Reddit. James Corden recently participated in an AMA, Ask Me Anything session on Reddit, and it went, well, horribly. One of the best parts about being a comedian is being able to air out all of your dirty laundry in the form of jokes. It's connecting those real shallow feelings and experiences that everyone relates to that makes comedians truly stand out. But not Corden. He seemed to have a bit of a mean streak. When he visited Reddit along with 5 other members of the Carpool Karaoke team to interact with fans, the entire thing just ended up turning into a spitfire session. People later shared many stories about how egotistical and self-centered the comedian was. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. As it stands right now, one of the top voted comments accuses James of showing up to a Writers Guild Association meeting to advocate for lower pay for starting writers. So low, according to the comment thread, it equated to a wage that's barely livable in Los Angeles. It also didn't take long for people to hop in on the AMA with their own stories of Corden's rudeness towards fans and self-absorbed behavior. One Redditor mentioned the time they saw Corden filming the UK game show A League of Their Own, and while other stars were polite and engaged with fans, Corden was aloof. Others also accused him of advancing so far in his career for merely being a corporate suck-up. Number 1. Accepted and changing. There were rumors that chat show queen Ellen would be replaced on her eponymous show, amid claims she fostered a toxic environment on set. But the comedian who was meant to replace her, Eric Andre, seemingly outed other TV figures as mean too. He said about Corden, "That guy's not nice. James Corden is damned if that's the only criteria to get called out was being toxic. Why did he say that? Well, he could see how self-absorbed the man was. But the twist here is that maybe Corden is changing?" Corden admitted earlier this year that the success of the BBC sitcom Gavin and Stacey went to his head. And the 2008 TV BAFTAs, the comedian memorably moaned about Gavin and Stacey not being nominated for Best Comedy, when it won the Audience Award, saying, "How can what is apparently the best comedy performance and the television program of the year not even be nominated as a comedy?" And after the failures of his and Matthew Horn's projects, Horn and Corden and Lesbian Vampire Killers, things got worse. Speaking to The New Yorker, the actor said, "I started to behave like a brat, and I just don't think I am. It's so intoxicating, that first flush of fame, and I think it's even more intoxicating if you're not bred for it." His parents, Margaret and Malcolm, prayed for him, he said. Realizing his behavior was getting out of control, Corden began to see a therapist, who he told, "I used to be a better person than this." What do you think about all this? Do you think Corden is changing for the good? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the video too, and share it with your friends.